Hi, this is Sudeep Manchanda from Quite Easily Done. Welcome to another beginners project. This project is a anti-theft system or a burglary alarm system which can be very easily made at home. Now, this is a very simplified design because we are doing a beginners project over here. The principle is very simple. We have seen our light sensors before. This is in the know your board section. You can see how we have created a light sensor, this board, using an LDR. We had seen that there was a potentiometer over here by which we could set the threshold, and we had two outputs to this board. Now when the light that this sensor was detecting over here is compared against the threshold which we used to set using the potentiometer. If the light was above the threshold, we used to get a 1 on the high light intensity, and if the light was below the threshold, we used to get a 1 or an on state in the low light intensity detector. So we're going to use the same board in a different way now. Earlier we were using it in order to detect the light in the room, in order to be able to switch on and off a light if the light in the room was less. Maybe switching on the garden's light if it's evening or dark already in the night. So what we're going to do is we're going to bump up the threshold of this board, the sensitivity of this board, such that the lights in the room, the tube lights or even the table lamps, nothing is above the threshold. So all these lights that we usually have, even bright sunlight, would be below the threshold. And so if we keep the board as it is anywhere, the light that it would be sensing it will be below the threshold, and we would keep getting a 1 on the low light detection. Okay, what we would be doing is we would be using a laser light, and we would be shining that on the LDR over here. So the laser light is pretty strong and very high in intensity and would be above the threshold that we would have set. So till when the laser light is going to fall on the LDR over here, we would get an highlight intensity, a 1 on the highlight intensity and a 0 on the low light intensity output that we have on the board over here. If the laser light is cut because somebody has walked through it, would cause the low light detection to go to 1, to the high state. So because the laser was passing through, was falling on it, the detection, the low light detection was saying 0, but as soon as something cuts the laser light, the low light detection for that fraction of a second would go up. This one signal is what we would be using. We would feed it to the relay board, and this would be used to control an electronic bell, the doorbell. Now we have these musical doorbells. The quality of that is that when you press this, press the button, the bell button, the music goes on for a while. That is the technique we would be using in. As soon as the laser light gets cut, we get a 1 signal which triggers the relay for just a fraction of a second, and because of that fraction of a second, the bell is going to start ringing for whatever duration it's designed to do for. So let's assemble this circuit into a dummy house and see how it works. Okay, so here we can see is the dummy house. Let's assume this is your door. On one side of the door you have is the sensor, on the other side you have is the laser light, which is pointing right on the LDR right now. Because the laser light is shining on the LDR, we're getting a green light, which means high light intensity. The light on the LDR is above the threshold that we have set. Now let's get the hand going through it. As soon as my hand went through cutting the laser light, the light intensity on the LDR went below the threshold, causing the low light intensity output to go up for just a couple of seconds. Now when that happened, that output is being given out to the relay over here on this side. Let me show you that. And this relay triggered the bell. Now this bell is by default designed to do the ding dong for twice every time it's triggered. So every time somebody walks through this door, we would hear this standard musical sound that is there in this musical doorbell. You can go up for something which rings for a longer time, and probability sound is more alarming. But for the demonstration purposes, I had to do something which is sweet. So this is a simplified intrusion alert or a burglary system, quite easily done. So that we saw was a simplified design, actually a very simplified design for our intrusion alert that we were making. In our intermediate and beginner advanced series, we would be doing far more sophisticated versions of these things, which would be much more practical to be used in real life. These beginner projects is just basically meant for clearing of concepts and understanding how the building blocks come together and how different sensors can be used in various scenarios. Once we are clear with that, we obviously in the higher versions would be getting involved with microcontrollers and other boards to make much better projects, which we probably can use actually in our house. So we would really love to hear from you. What do you think about these projects? If you can think of some new projects which we can do for you guys, think of how the very same sensor can be used in different scenarios to create some amazing outputs. We would like to hear from you. Write to us in the comment section below about your feedback and your thoughts. We would get back to you as early as possible. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day.